Okay. So how about now? Okay. So how about now? Talk to me. That's gonna, and if that does come on, it's gonna like feedback on you. All right. So I think we should be fixed now.
Yeah,
So, all right. As I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by me. It's Mike and Wendy, y'all, Monday night in the marriage shop. That's all. We made it.
yeah, so we're back
Swear.
again. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
What in the world?
Sometimes we're getting throttled over here or something. Maybe it's just an attack. Let's just call it an attack. Anytime you're trying to do something that is meaningful, worthwhile, that
Mhm.
builds people up, that casts out negativity, there's always something that comes up against you. So that's what I think it is.
Or it could be like technical incompetence. Sometimes you
Yeah,
got to
no,
own that. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know about
Whatever.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
Anyway,
we're glad you
let's go.
guys are joining us tonight. And Trinice Hearns, we've been inviting you for months. I'm so glad you were able to take a few minutes out to join us.
Hmm.
Really, really happy that you're here. We've been missing you. She's part of our church family, so we've been
Hey,
missing you. Brian McNeil, glad you could
what's
make
up,
it
man?
in. Jan Marner, thanks for coming back. Antoinette Brunson, always glad when you can drop in. Lisa McNeil, glad you're here.
Sis, what's going on?
Jay Sutton, glad it wasn't
What's up,
you.
bro? Yeah, me too. I kind of wish it was you though, to be honest. I do.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks for joining us. So we're here. It's not too cold out here. I always have to give you kind of the weather check in here in Evans, Georgia. So I think we're gonna have a low of 49 tonight. So you need a jacket, but nowhere near like the snow
What?
that we had. Yeah. Jay Sherman, thanks for joining
What's
us.
up, bro?
And yeah, so
What?
we're back again. We made it back safely from the blizzard or the snowstorm of 2021.
Yes, we did. Were we? Oh yeah, we were on the road back then. Yeah. So yeah, the worst of it, I think, we braved it, we survived it. We told you about, my truck that I love. I don't know what else there is to say on that. Love that truck though. We made it. Yeah. And so we're back home, settled down. The nest is officially empty until May, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
you know, empty nest till May.
Till May.
Not flaunting that in the face of anybody who's waiting, like who like really, really wants that empty nest. You know what I mean? And not too happy for those of you who are like, oh, I can't believe that they're celebrating. We're not celebrating. We're just
Celebrating.
we're just doing what we do, just riding it out. You know what I mean?
Yes. Damian Abbott. Oh my
Damian
goodness.
Abbott, what's
Glad
up,
you
man?
could come back into the shop.
Long time no see.
Yes, yes. So yeah, you say we're not celebrating. We're just trying to figure it out.
Trying to figure it out. I mean, but we're not, yay. So
Wow.
I don't want to celebrate too hard because I feel bad, And plus,
Yeah.
the kids might see this.
Yeah, well, we've been talking about it for the last 2 weeks. Well, the last few weeks that we've been with you, we've been talking about anticipating an empty nest, how to
Mhm.
prepare for it, what to do once the nest is empty, all of those good things. Now it's empty, and we're just like, what do we talk about? Have we done all the things we said we were going to do once our nest was empty?
No, I mean, and it's only been, all the things. It's been like 5 days, 6 days. It's kind of like, wow. The quiet is the thing. It's like you don't realize the little noises, little sounds that people make when they living in your house. And so the quiet is, I rather enjoy the quiet. It is like, but it is really silent. So last night when I heard something bump, I was like this for like, I'm like, do I get the gun? do I just let it ride? Do I wait for Dallas to get up and tell me something's going on? You know what I mean? So I had to kind of do that equation. I couldn't just write it off to, the girls doing whatever they do. So
yeah, well, what I'll say is, two people make two people less mess.
They do. It's crazy.
Yeah. So there are fewer dishes, fewer clothes, just fewer things altogether.
In our case, the two people fewer make like 4 people. Like it was 4 people less worth of, however I say that, right?
Yeah.
They made them, they doubled up on their mess. So it's like we had 6 people in the house and there are 2. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Like washing 2 glasses. I don't even really know how to do that.
Yeah, making the adjustments on how much food you prepare too. It's like, man, because he was already cooking for like 6 or 8 people. So now it's like, okay, scale it all the way back.
I think I did. I mean, I cooked breakfast on Sunday, and I think I did pretty good. Even though
You
the hash
did.
browns, I went a little. I mean, I went hard on hash browns and when they're in the pan, I'm like, man,
Yeah.
it seems like a lot. So I got 3 people's worth myself. It was
I
great.
mean, admittedly, I went
So
hard on the French fries.
you did cook a whole lot of that was a lot of
Yeah.
fries.
So
But
you had
I
two
mean, there
people's worth of French fries.
never too many French fries.
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
anyway,
Enough about us.
good.
Yes, so a couple of things. I want to make sure that I didn't forget to say these things. We want to thank Alprentice Smith and Tasha Smith for sowing into our ministry. What a
Yeah.
blessing.
Oh, man.
We were surprised with a gift
Yeah.
from them, just really encouraging us and supporting us, and really kind of leaves us speechless. So I wanted to make sure that we said thank you to them publicly. So thank you, and happy birthday, Tasha. I understand
happy
that you just
birthday.
had a birthday. So wanted to make sure we did that. And then also Divine Intervention. Thank you for following us and for sharing. So some of you may have seen it out there on Facebook this past week. That person or that page shared our video of Lisa and Brian doing the official Lifetime line dance.
Yes, they did.
As they celebrate Black love and Black couples in the month of February. So that was pretty awesome and unexpected. So I just wanted to make sure that we mention those. And of course, we're thankful that all of you are joining us as well.
No doubt. And this week we are creeping up on that day that you all know and love. Valentine's Day. And so it seems like every year we end up talking about Valentine's Day a little bit. And why not, right? I mean, it's the marriage shop. We're talking about all things related to love and marriage. And so we're going to do it again this year, right? I don't remember what we talked about last year. Doesn't matter. What does matter is that Valentine's Day is coming up. And I always tell people, I don't know where you are on Valentine's Day, what your position is. But what I do know is you need to know what your spouse's, well, let me just be real about it. Brothers, you need to know what your wife's position on Valentine's Day is, and hopefully you've discussed it. So if you've been married for more than a day, well, actually more than a year, then you've probably had to kind of navigate the Valentine's Day thing. Right. And it tends to fall into a few different categories. Some people, it's everything. Some people just don't care that much. For some people, they don't even want to deal with it at all. And so oftentimes 2 people come together and there might be initially a little bit of disagreement on that, or over the course of the years, the priorities shift and change and the opinions about it change. And so we just thought we tossed that around a little bit. And I'm curious, though, I want y'all to go ahead and put in the chat. Mm-hmm. If you're, if you're all about Valentine's Day, just put, hey, I'm a fan or whatever, something to that effect. How do you feel about it? If you're not feeling it too much, just put, hey, not feeling it. Right. And so we just curious. We want to kind of get a sense for who we got out there, where you all are with this whole Valentine's Day business. What I didn't know was that Valentine's Day was initially created as a religious holiday to celebrate, people who have martyred themselves in the name of the faith. In short, yeah. So
keep going with that.
And so, well, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. I didn't want to.
There was more that you shared about that.
I know that's because we were in that mode. I was just kind of breaking down the outside. I was trying to be flashy with my knowledge.
Yes.
Hoping you were going to be like, ooh, wow, how knowledgeable.
That's funny. So I actually had our Valentine's Days confused. So Jay Sutton, I think you're right. This time last year, we were in Myrtle Beach, and we were pouring out for the couples that came out for Valentine's Day at the Weekend to Remember. You're so right. So it's our 1-year anniversary coming up.
Crazy, a year.
It's been a year.
I'm kind of blown away by that, really.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, I was thinking we were at Gardner Grove last year.
We were. It was like a different week or whatever, but we did.
It wasn't Valentine's Day?
That it was for their Valentine's Day celebration,
yes.
But clearly, was Weekend to Remember on Valentine's same? Are you
No,
sure?
it was your
No.
birthday
It was my
weekend.
birthday
It
weekend. There
was
you go.
his birthday
Yeah.
weekend. So we were
So
at Gardner Grove on Valentine's Day, and we were with you guys on the
a
weekend of
couple
the
of weeks later.
28th. Okay, okay. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I thought we were, because I wanted to mention Gardner Grove too. We had a blast with them because Lisa and Brian were with us.
That's right.
Yes.
Man, listen, Lisa and Brian, right? My sister, my brother-in-law,
Mm-hmm.
they actually, we did we were guest speakers at Gardner Grove Baptist Church's
Mm-hmm.
Valentine's Day couples celebration. And they asked
Mm-hmm.
us to do the talk for that
Yeah.
keynote. And Lisa and Brian came all the way here from Hampton Roads, from Suffolk, Virginia,
Yep.
roughly about a 7-hour ride, in order to spend their Valentine's weekend here with us.
Yep. Yeah.
So that was
It was
amazing. That
awesome.
was awesome. We love y'all.
Yeah, we do.
So
We love y'all.
I keep telling y'all, man, my family would get on the road. Telling
Yeah,
you.
and they did. I mean, and hey, thank God that we did get all that in, because the next month everything started to shut down.
Yeah.
Not that I need to remind anybody, but I'm glad that we were able to share with some of you and, share some of that love. And so I'm seeing quite a few of you are saying you're not a fan of Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
Not a big deal at our house. I'm a pseudo fan. I better get something, but no need to go crazy. That's so funny. I mean, it just all depends, right? What Valentine's Day is, what it is to you, what the expectations are. So
Mhm.
just like anything else in marriage, we talk about communication and how important that is. And around something like this, it's that anticipation and the expectation around what it's going to be.
Mhm.
And I can tell you that all of the retailers are taking advantage. So many commercials, everything that you see online, they're somehow trying to tie in Valentine's Day. This would make the perfect gift. It as suggestions. So I've been seeing a whole lot of different things on social media and on television related to Valentine's Day because, truth be told, that's how they make their money.
It is how they make the money. So regardless of how it was, founded or that initial Valentine's Day purpose, as with many things, it's gotten really commercial. And so if you all have been around with us for a while, you would know that for me, when things become commercial, I get a little bit jaded. I'm like, you know
Yes.
what? I will not have, like the man tell me when I'm supposed to get something, right? I will not succumb to the pressure that they try to, because there's pressure that the market wants to put on you, right? The industry, if you will, right? The retail industry, they want to put it on you because it's like, look at this, pretty, got to get this. Cue the music,
Yeah.
cue the candles, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, no, I will not be taken advantage of. However, having said all that, I gotta know what Wendy, what's important to her. And so we've had that conversation, time or two in terms of what's important to her, what she really, really cares about, and what is like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
true. The other thing is jewelry stores often a lot of their commercials start to come out. I think as K Jewelers, they have like a new charm with some kind of theme every year. I'm sure they start working on that like a year out to figure out what is going to be the next theme or trend. So you have all that, and then you have people who are already, and I know you've seen it, they're already posting the gifts that they've received this year for Valentine's Day. So whether it's a flower arrangement or a bouquet of flowers or something
or
else.
dinner, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, y'all have to help me out on that one, because I'm like, man, I mean, to get or not to get is one thing, but if you are one who might be prone to succumb into the pressure, what do you do when the pictures of dinner starts popping up and gifts start popping up and jewelry and cars and, I mean,
puppies?
My goodness. It's too much. It's too
All
much.
That. So Lisa says she's waiting to see how Brian's going to top last year. So, we love y'all, but we know you're not coming here.
Nope. Plus,
we would love to see you, but it's because we love you that we are observing COVID guidelines.
And besides that, we got some different plans. Yeah, we do.
Oh my goodness.
So
No, we love y'all. And
yeah.
just like all of you guys, we can't wait to get back to being able to go and visit and hug and see everybody that we know and love. And I want you to stay encouraged because it will be soon enough. So with that said, we're talking about Valentine's Day. Mike has said in the past that, any day or every day could be Valentine's Day. Why does everything have to kind of hinge or fall on this one day
Why people?
for people to express their love? A couple of months ago, he shared with you the hashtag being love, right? We talked about ways to show love, even in the words that you speak and the actions that you take in, all of these different ways, everything that you do, expressing love for the person that you're married to. So if you consider that your words are a vehicle of love, your actions are a vehicle of love, and then there's just your whatever way you choose, your unique expression of love, all of those things. Do we actively and intentionally express those things all the time? Or is there just this real push to do it when it counts, or when it matters, I should say, when somebody
Mhm.
else is keeping tabs?
It's a good question because when we talk about expressing love, I mean Valentine's Day. Well, I'll stop. I'll ask this: give us some ways that you express love. You can drop that in the chat. Talk to us about some ways that you show that you love someone, or that you express that. Um, because there are a number of ways to do it. I suppose I often wonder, are the things that we might tend to do or that are floated our way for Valentine's Day actually showing love? I'm curious. And I see a couple of folks, I think Damon said, not really a big deal for them. I think Fanice said she doesn't celebrate. So I'm curious as to why. I have my own reasons why I would not celebrate it if I did not, but I do to some extent, a small extent. But if I did not, I have my own reasons. But the reason I acknowledge it, at least, and I think that's really where you kind of fall, right? It's like, it's nice to have it acknowledged, but you're not tripping on it. Is that accurate? Or, I mean, because, as we said before, people, things change. So you may be witnessing a change right now. Let's wait and see.
Oh my goodness. No, I mean, you actually do a pretty good job of, expressing your love year round. You really do. I mean, and then you go the extra mile to make me feel special, and I don't know if it's to make me not feel left out. I'm not sure. Because I know when I had an office that I would go to, you would always make a point to send me flowers or send something to the office, and so I always appreciate it. You know what I like, so does that answer your question?
I think so. Yeah, maybe for the most part.
Yeah.
Lisa said, if you don't show your love on any random day, don't bother on Valentine's Day. Well, that's interesting, right? Because if you go to the store, and oftentimes, for some reason, I'll find myself in the grocery store, like on Valentine's Day morning or something, or the night before, or even like maybe lunchtime. Always somewhere around that time of Valentine's, I'm in the store, and people are losing their doggone minds. They're snatching up everything that's not bolted down. One single wrinkle up flower here, one little thing here, one balloon. I mean, they're just going crazy trying to get something in that last minute. And this is more so in DC, when we're in the DC area, like on the side of the road. Those cats that show up like one day a year with all that stuff, and those people
balloons and
get out of my way.
Yeah.
It's wild,
right? It is wild. It is wild. I mean, I am one who could always appreciate a good teddy bear, but now I'm actually appreciating. Like, I have to pick and choose the teddy bears that I want to keep. It's like they're nice to get, but almost like flowers, right? Flowers are good for a few days. Teddy bears are really cute when you first get them, and they serve their purpose. They let you know that you're loved, and they're a reminder. But when you have like 500 teddy bears, it's like I'm getting pushed out by the teddy bears. It's, not that I have 500 teddy bears, but I have a lot of teddy bears and minions and
dolls.
Dolls. No, okay, dolls. That's something completely different.
Okay. Yeah. So
we're not talking about dogs.
we not okay. I'm just making sure. I'm just testing the balance
Well,
right
I'm
there.
just saying that we can sometimes overdo it with the stuff that we're with the stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess that's probably it. You could go out, and I think, like, to Lisa's point, I mean, if you're just kind of going through emotions and you're just buying something to buy something to say
Mhm.
that you did, then that might not be the right thing to do. If you go into the store because you forgot or you didn't think about it, and now it's down to the last few little items that are left, say like at Walmart, then you end up getting like a Valentine's Day dragon, unicorn
So
dragon with one
I'm
eye.
yeah.
It's
So
just,
yeah, I mean, and so yeah, they made it about the stuff, and some of the and when, to Wendy's point, some of the stuff just makes no sense. It's like make it red, slap a heart on it. That I truly believe that somebody's sitting in a boardroom somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. Like, you know what? I don't care. Take those dragons, dye them red, or make the rest of them red and put a heart on it and stick it out there. Let's get rid of so many things for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah. Like Candace Terrell, I'm glad you made it back.
Oh, wow.
You had a
Hey.
birthday recently too, out there in Vegas. I saw you. So yeah, she says it's just like an appreciation day, just like Mother's Day.
Mhm.
And you're right. I mean, many of the holidays that we celebrate are right. We could call them Hallmark holidays.
Mhm.
But it is okay. So if you didn't get it right at any other time during the year, this is the one day that you can show
Mhm.
appreciation in this way. You can express your love or your admiration in some way. Here's the thing that's always been interesting to me. It starts with kids, right? This is the one time, like, if you have school age children, you are almost guaranteed that you will not be able to miss Valentine's Day. And there's this social pressure, even at a very young age, where you have to buy the Valentines and you have to write out Valentines for everybody in the class. And if you get one for one, you got to get it for the whole classroom. And you're making Rice Krispie treats, heart shaped Rice Krispie treat, all this stuff.
It's too much.
For like pre-K.
It's too much.
Yeah, that's where it starts. And the people who don't get Valentines or don't get a special Valentine, all of a sudden it is planting the seed for envy. And so that's not where we were going with this discussion tonight, but it just came up and I was just thinking
Rise
about
up,
it.
people.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
kids come home, tell them no cars this year. You go in there and you tell them no.
No.
I don't love you like that.
It's just hard, but that's how many of us got
That's what I think.
dragged into
That's
it.
what I say.
We get dragged into it. So Michelle Moore Wilson, thanks for joining us. And CP, thank you.
What's up, Dad?
So what do you say?
Clarence Perry says, if you know what your partner likes, there are opportunities year round to show your love, but try to step it up on those special days. Sometimes it's just spending time together, right? And he's right. Sometimes just like, what is stepping it up?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you get a dozen roses one year. Do you get 2 dozen the next, or do you
Mm-hmm.
switch it up? I remember one time that was Valentine's Day, right, where we went over to the little barbecue joint, and they have a little side room. And I said, hey, you know what? Put a tablecloth on the table and give us a side room.
Oh yeah.
and we spent our lunch like by ourselves. This was pre-COVID, by the way, many years pre-COVID. And so we spent lunch by ourselves. It was a normal lunch that we would have eaten.
Mm-hmm.
Add tablecloth, add privacy, and that
And
I
candles.
believe, and candles, yeah. And so, I was about to say what I believe it reflected. What did it
Mhm.
reflect to you?
It just reflected some advanced planning, some thought, right?
Mhm.
I mean, you had to think that out and make the extra effort to create a special and unique experience. And so it wasn't something that we'd always done. It wasn't something that everybody was doing. It was just something that was special for us.
Yeah.
And I think that, some of you were talking about, like, a lot of people revisit or visit the 5 love languages to remember how their spouse wants to receive love or be shown love, or what it is that they most appreciate, what form of an expression of love that really speaks their love language. So you could be showering someone with flowers for decades and then find out that gifts is just not their thing and they hate flowers.
Yeah.
But you're just kind of checking the box.
Or you could have been buying that new K necklace. Hey, nothing against you if you've been buying a new K necklace every year. I'm just saying it may not take all that. And you might find she's like, they're just okay. When, in fact, and Lisa
Mm-hmm.
and Shalonda Morris
Yeah.
both kind of reinforce this idea
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes the things you put a little thought into are the things that make the difference. I'm a big believer in creating an experience versus buying something, right? Because when you buy something, inevitably, I mean, it's a thing, right? And generally, you often will find that thing just, it'll be around, maybe it'll be used, maybe it won't. And it's like, and in fact, some things, y'all be honest about it. Some things you look at it, you're like, huh, when did I get that? So, I mean, that's not a problem. I'm just saying that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But oftentimes when there's like a meaningful experience, there's something that sticks about that. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. So, Shalonda Morris, we're so glad that you're dropping in. We miss you. Haven't
Yay.
seen you in a minute.
Right?
So welcome back. And like you guys are saying, here's the bottom line. And I think Clarence said it, and somebody else said it earlier. Knowing what your spouse wants, or your lifetime committed partner, or your serious partner that you're dating right now, whoever that significant other is in your life right now, save yourself some time, some headache, some expense, and have a conversation.
The irony is people who are dating, y'all probably working a little bit harder. I'm just saying, maybe not. Maybe that was just me. Anyway,
maybe that was just you.
It's jokes, baby. It's jokes for the people.
But it's true. When people are in pursuit, they tend to go a little hard, right? And so for Valentine's Day, when you're dating, and we've heard this from young people, that they break up before Valentine's Day or before Christmas, so they don't have to spend a whole lot of money on their one person or several people, because they haven't narrowed it down to one. So it's just an interesting thing. You bring up an interesting point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, and Ryan's point here, he says, fellas, learn that we better do something. Don't walk in the house empty-handed on February 14th. Chilly winds will blow. But we have to take that comment and kind of juxtapose it, or whatever that word is, juxtapose it to Lisa's comment about what you do the rest of the year. Because for some people, it may be annoying. It may be irritating that you roll in there on Valentine's Day like a hero, but you show up like a zero 364 other days of the year.
Yeah, well, it's also not a time to try to reconcile, right? So if things haven't been good, or there hasn't been a lot of love in the air before February 14th, then it just really makes it difficult to really kind of be in a place where you can receive it, because it's like, is this genuine, or are you just trying to artificially compensate? And so I think it's a really good point. Yes, we all want to be shown love all throughout the year, but are we actually being loved and showing love all throughout the year? And that's on both sides of it. Often Valentine's Day is one-sided. It is what the men are getting for the women. And a lot of women have started, a lot of women buy things for their men on Valentine's Day. So one way to take care of two birds with one stone. And we have a lot of, we have a few recommendations. That's not what we're talking about tonight. But I'm reminded, in our marriage ministry at our church, they actually had a Zoom call with the women. And it was looking at and shopping for lingerie. So in the past, women buying lingerie for themselves, for their men on Valentine's Day, is kind of like you're getting something for him, but you're also getting something for you. So, just saying.
I was just about to say, I don't really care that much. However, I could, though. I could get into Valentine's Day, for the right. But lingerie, why not? Heck yeah. So
yes,
that's that's funny.
And I love it. Hey, Keisha. I love what she says. Since I'm single, I decided to pick up a trip on the 14th. No sitting around moping for me.
Look at that.
That's right, girl.
Get out there.
Treat yourself.
Who knows? Might be some masked up brother on that late night flight. Who knows?
Yes. Trinice says communication is the key to someone's heart. Yes. And food. Nate Parsons says you can't speak someone's love language just 1 hour on
That's
one
right.
day a year. That's good.
What's up, Nate?
And Frederick Griffin, thanks for
What's
dropping
up,
in.
Fred? Hey, the
Yes,
gang's out here.
we
So
got the thumbs up, the hand clap, and that's strong.
So listen, if you've been falling short,
Mm-hmm.
I say falling short. If just expressing love has not been a thing for you all year, and Valentine's Day is coming up, and you're thinking, man, well, now I can't roll in here based on what they're talking about with this couple of dozen roses trying to be the hero. I'm gonna tell you something. Any day of the year, no matter what you've done or not, there's something that is always an amazing gift. Are you ready? Are you ready? It is your words, but not just any words, right? I'm talking about genuine, fully raw, open, like expression. Maybe it's of your love. Maybe it's owning something that you perhaps did wrong or haven't lived up to. Or maybe it's what you notice, what you appreciate, what you love about the person that you love. Right. And because sometimes, I look at cards, and a lot of times I'll write my own stuff. Right. And because you look at cards and it's just like, it's just it's somebody, who are these people that write these things? I don't know. And again, no offense to you if you're a card writer, but I'm just, who's writing this stuff? Right. And so who can express, sometimes you'll find that one, it's like, okay, this person right here, they must have been in a zone. Maybe they just fell in love. Maybe they just got their heart broke. I'm not sure, but they just in the pocket. But a lot of times it's garbage.
Right? With a card that says, I love your stinky feet and your dirty drawers.
How can we go on like this? I don't even know.
Okay, that's probably wrong.
You are
hey, Kiki, we ready for y'all. I'm glad you came on in tonight. Oh, hey, Jessica.
Anyway,
I'm just saying, right?
Get...
What better way? So, there are things that are not meant for everybody, but the person that you're with better than anyone else, or at least you should. And maybe this is an opportunity for you to get to know them better. So, and we have, I'm thinking and talking at the same time. So in the past, we have made recommendations and suggestions about a number of things. And so certainly there's some things that we could share with you tonight. So you said, hey, one thing that is always a winner, something that is always the perfect gift is your words, right? Is that how you categorize?
That's basically what I said. Yeah.
Yeah. So that expressing your deepest, truest feelings from the heart, being open and honest and sharing or expressing them. And so maybe speaking those words is one way to do it. Maybe writing those words is another way to do it, or singing those words is another way that you can maybe do it.
Okay. Yeah, Ron. Yeah, words too. And you especially. So go ahead and sing them. You know what I mean? Or pull out your keyboard or your guitar or whatever it is. Right?
But Ron brings up a good point. Time. Yes. So making the time, being intentional about, hey, carving out this special time for undivided attention for you. So that is also a thing, and it's a gift. So you got words and you have time. And so like you were saying, you had the restaurant, section off that area, and we made it a special time for us.
Yep.
And so if you have small children or young children, time is really, really, really valuable. So if you're able to pull something off or get a babysitter, you got to plan that way in advance. Time might be just the thing. So you got words, you got time.
And by the way, on that words thing, some people, it doesn't necessarily come natural to them. Part of that is just because, we don't make it a practice to just really, express in a very vulnerable way. But there is help because it's less than a week to go. And so there's a book, we recommended it before. It's called What I Love About You. And it's a fill in the blank book. And I forget who the authors are, but Matter of fact, I'll try to Google it before we get done. But it's
Yeah.
called What I Love About You. And you basically, it gives you all these prompts and you just go through and you fill it in.
Mm-hmm.
It walks you through so many things. You could either fill the whole book out and
Yeah.
give that as a gift. You could take a page, and just complete those prompts, because what it does is help you to really think about some things that you might not think of on your own.
Yeah.
That tip is for free, but it's a winner though.
That's
Trust.
a good one. Yeah, we have a little book that I gave you. I thought you gave the book to me till I opened it the other day, and I can't even remember what year that was, but it was Life Without You.
Mm-hmm.
And so it goes through, and these are like stick figures, but it's like it does all these things that are good together, right? So it's, and the ones that come to mind are Life Without You is like a cow without the moo. I'm like, yeah, that's cute. So there, I mean, there's like a whole bunch of little things like that. So you don't
Mhm.
even have to be over the top, but some of you are over the top. I
Yep.
mean, some of you are out there and you are like, making an epic movie right now, and that's okay too,
Yep.
because that's how you get down.
Yeah. Got
It
the
is-
fire already ready to blaze.
Yeah, but
We know.
it's important that we really make an effort not to compare what's happening in our home with what's happening in yours, right? Or
Mhm.
with anybody else's. And we can easily fall into that trap, especially when you're being inundated with all this messaging and these images and all of these people saying in their boxes, saying, that life is so great and wonderful. And this is, how much this
Mhm.
person loves me because he did A, B, C, D, and E. Well, it really doesn't matter what's happening in their reality. What matters is what's happening in your own.
That's it.
And being able to be satisfied with the blessings that you have is far more valuable than coveting someone else's blessings.
Yep.
Yes.
And so Kate and David Marshall are the authors of that particular book we're talking about.
Mhm.
And you'll see several things out there, but Kate and David Marshall.
Which one is that?
That is What I
What
Love
I love
About
about
You.
you. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So
So-
let's see. Yes, you are a pro at writing, and she says we had.
No,
that.
she said I'm pro writing. I'm for
Oh.
writing.
Oh, I'm pro
That
writing.
is-
Oh, but she is a pro at writing too. All right, that's why I need to wear my glasses.
Mhm.
She said we had that, and we have allowed work to ease in and break that up. Yeah.
Mhm.
So getting back to that, spending some time together to really just talk about what the two of you
Yeah.
value the most, and then making time and prioritizing that. So maybe what you both value most is time. So
Mhm.
then you just have to be intentional about it. Maybe it is dinner, just having dinner uninterrupted at a set time. Maybe it's that, but fundamentally, as you all have said and we've said, communicating what your desires are will save you a lot of time and heartache, I think.
Yeah. I think
Mhm.
you are 100% correct. And so,
Yes.
and it's, hey, you want what you want, right? So even like, Wendy knows what my feeling on certain things, but bottom line is Wendy is very clear on what she wants. And so once she expresses that, well, I just have some decisions to make. Right. And so the decisions become pretty easy at that point, I
Mhm.
think. And so you just, because love is, in a lot of ways, it's about kind of stepping back and not making it about you. Right. And so if it's not about me, if Winnie wants to go to a candlelit dinner on Valentine's Day, then doggone it, candles will be lit, dinner will be had. And by the way, another little pro tip for all you people who might have a difficult time finding a babysitter, particularly during COVID-19, Valentine's Day is on a weekend this year. Suck it up, people. Sleep in, do what you got to do, wait till the kids go to sleep, and then like carve out some time that you can just kind of have to yourself. Stick a candle on top of a cupcake if you want to, but find some time, like even if it's just late at night where it's just you all and you can just talk and be and connect.
Yeah.
Because the time is one of those things, right? You can go off and go to an island or something, but you don't have to do that in order to find some moments that you can spend together that are meaningful.
Right. And so, we talked about all those things, and we've said before that you could pitch a tent in your bedroom, but we just had an idea the other day. We were like, you know what? We should just like put up a tarp in the backyard and drive back there and have our own little drive-in movie.
Movie night, baby.
Yep,
Yeah,
movie night in the car.
Yep. I mean, we got, and plus, I mean, nobody's calling us out to do training anyway. It's all online. We got this projector. What are you talking about?
Oh my goodness.
Throw that thing up in the backyard. But the drive in the backyard thing, that was fun. I was like, never thought about that. That's a way to do a movie in the backyard and deal with the chilly temps at the same time.
Yes.
Because a fire outside is nice, but we all know, even if your fire pit is roaring, it's like you're hot. Like right here. But your backside, it's crazy. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yes. He said, don't. Oh, that's funny. That's good.
Put grease on the bedroom doorknob if you have kids.
Young kids.
That's so funny.
There's so many creative ways. There's so many things that you can do. But, hey, if you don't know your spouse better than anyone else, here's your opportunity to get to know your spouse. And so maybe you spend some time just sharing information. We talked about love maps before, and I think we share that with you all, but asking questions and discovering and learning more about them. We can't emphasize that enough. And even when you think you know them, as we've said, things change. And so taking the time, maybe, okay, so there was talking and there was time. And so maybe you spend your time talking about what you both like and what feels good to both of you, right? What makes you feel good? That's another thing you could do. One other thing that we've discovered and given out as gifts and had at some of our ministry events are love coupons. So some of you may have those or you've seen them. I mean, you could certainly buy some love coupons, but you could make them too, like this. Sticky notes. Come on. Pen. Bam. Love coupon. And you can write things on there like, dishes for a week or dinner for a week or taking the trash out, any of those things.
Or
yes,
that lingerie that you ain't worn in a while, or that new one. Yeah, something like that. You can write that too, right?
How you gonna write that on the coupon?
A coupon, because it's, what do you mean? Like, can you, like, no, not like show up with it on? What you mean? That's, yeah, you.
It is what I will do for you. That's what the coupon is. I'm giving you the love coupon that you can then redeem at any time.
Right. So
for the thing that's on there.
Right. So you write on the coupon lingerie. You know what I mean? And then you give it to me, and that's it.
I see.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
Man, you know that's happening. I'm getting my coupon, dog, on it.
So that's just another recommendation. So we didn't intend or plan to share all kinds of recommendations with you around Valentine's Day, but we couldn't miss an opportunity to talk about the obvious, right? And so, yes, Valentine's Day is coming. And if for whatever reason it always sparks memories or bad memories for you, here's an opportunity to change that narrative, to make it something that is amazing for both of you, so that there isn't a whole lot of pressure. There isn't contention. There isn't disappointment. How do you get ahead of that and have conversations that have both of you enjoying Valentine's Day and every day after a little bit lighter, a little bit happier, and a little bit more in love? And so the thing about Valentine's Day or any holiday is, as Candace said, it's a time for us to show appreciation. And really, it's just a kind of that mandatory pause on a calendar that says, hey, on this day at this time, do this thing. But nobody really dictates how you share your love or how you do what you do, or the exact or specific way that you do it. Only you can determine that. And so we just want to encourage you to have those conversations so that the person that you love the most on this planet has no doubt about it in their mind, whether you're telling them that tonight, tomorrow, or on February the 14th.
Yeah. And so, we always like to give you a little something where we incorporate what the word has to say. So does the word talk about celebrating Valentine's Day and buying flowers? Nope. But if it's about love, again, this is good all day, every day. So I'm gonna give you two scriptures, easy. You all know and love them already.
Yes.
One is what I call the love combo. Another one is what I call the fruit basket, right? And you're like, a fruit basket for Valentine's Day?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'll get there, right? But the love combo is First Corinthians, right? Chapter 13. Let's condense it down to 4 through 7. That's the part that says love
Four
is
through seven.
patient
Mm-hmm.
and kind. It does not envy. It doesn't boast. And so it's only 4 through 7. But if you break it down, there's a list there of a bunch of things that really are about how you bring those together to express love to another human being, right? And so patient, that's an easy one, right? Kindness, I think we know what kindness is.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't envy. And so if you're not envying, are you celebrating?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Love celebrates, right? It doesn't boast, right? Because love is humble.
Yeah.
It's not proud, right? It's not only humble, but we recognize that we don't have anything to do with, I don't have anything to do with who Wendy became, who she is, right? How she became this person that I love. I don't, God did that. That's all I know. And so, and he saw fit to put her in my life. That should bring about some humility, I think, right? It doesn't dishonor others, which means it honors and respects.
Yeah.
It's not self-seeking, which means it looks toward the welfare of another person. It's not easily angered, which means it's calm and level, reasonable.
Yeah.
Right? Keeps no record of wrongs, which means it forgets the small stuff.
Yeah.
And the big stuff.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't delight in evil because love delights in good things. And so it's not about trying to stir up foolishness and drama, right?
Yeah. I mean, and those three right there, I mean, a lot of people are challenged with those, right? I say 3, 4, self-seeking, that selfishness that we've talked about really can undermine the connectivity in a marriage, and being easily angered. Another one that's really key, right? So when we are being selfish or self-seeking, we're not placing someone else's needs or desires above our own. And in terms of being easily anchored, being able to be calm and ask questions and have discussions versus arguments and going at each other. We saw a movie recently that was really like almost 2 hours of two people destructively going at each other.
Yeah, did not enjoy that movie.
Yeah, and it doesn't leave you with a feeling of good or a feeling of love, although it's supposed to be a love story. And so you have to be mindful of what you're taking in. And if you have not created a habit or been intentional about getting in the word, we highly encourage that you do so. Everything from Song of Solomon to even what you're sharing right now with this love combo. I think there's so much there that helps us become better versions of ourselves. So, okay. So does not delight in evil, rejoices with the truth. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. I mean, it celebrates truth, right? I'll leave that at that. Okay, so these last few, and if you consider yourself to be one who looks to the Bible for instruction and guidance, these should kind of get your attention because of the word that precedes each of these. Protects, trusts, hopes, and perseveres. That word that precedes each of those is always.
Yeah.
Always protects. Always trusts.
Yeah.
Always hopes. Always perseveres. So that means to me, and I could be wrong, y'all preachers, y'all check me on this. It doesn't matter how you feel, right? Love always does these things, right? It always protects, right? It protects, we think of protection as this physical protection, but there's a spiritual protection, right? There are certain things that you don't do, certain things you don't say, certain things you just don't allow because you are protecting, right? It always trusts. I have no question about Wendy, where you been, what you've been doing, who you talking to, whatever, right? Always trust. And I know that Wendy's going to be there. I know her love for me is going to be there. Always. It always hopes for something maybe that you don't have right now, but love keeps you connected for what is possible. And it always perseveres. Love always comes through. Even when things look bad, what keeps you connected? What keeps you moving forward together? Love does, people.
Yes,
That's it.
love endures.
So
And
that's that
so
love combo for you.
yeah, that's good. That's a good one. Yeah, I hadn't heard it called a love combo before.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, that now that's not, that's not in the Bible or nothing. So it's just a little something to give it a, yeah. So there's
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did mention the fruit basket too,
Yes.
right? And this is that. I mean, that's kind of that's low hanging fruit. Oh
Goodness.
snap! What I do right there?
These are
So
the fruits of the
the
spirit,
fruits of
I
the spirit,
assume.
Galatians
Okay.
5, Galatians
Okay.
chapter 5, verse 22 and 23. Fruits of the spirit:
Mm-hmm.
love, joy,
Mm-hmm.
peace. What?
No, go ahead.
Love, joy, peace,
Mm-hmm.
forbearance,
Kindness. Oh,
kindness,
yes.
goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Look
Mm-hmm.
those up, because if you take what I just gave you in that previous section
Love
and those
combo.
together, you good all year. You know what? Valentine's Day come around, she won't even care. You good. So that's it.
Yeah.
Does it come with waffle fries?
That is
It
so
can.
funny.
It most certainly can.
If that's on your list. And so you said, finding out what she likes or loves or wants or desires, right?
Mhm.
And ladies, I would encourage you to also express what you want and what you don't want, or what you appreciate, and not in a way that is off-putting or or condescending, right? Because I think a lot of people will say, well, I'm just happy to get whatever I get. But there are people who are just like, don't come in here with whatever. Don't, if you're thinking about such and such, don't think about that. We have to be careful about how we use our words. And so if you have an opportunity to ease the process, right? Make known what your heart desires, right? Speak it. And yes, pray it, but also speak it. And I think that you may be surprised by what comes of it, right? And so there is the making it known, but then there is not, once you make it known, attaching expectations or even requirements. So I want A, B, C, and D. And if you don't get me A, B, C, and D, then you won't get A, B, C, and D. That's not what we're talking about. But if I'm able to say, hey, you know what? I love when you get me flowers, but I recognize that I really can only enjoy the flowers for a few days. So what I would rather have is this. Or,
Mhm.
I appreciate that you get me chocolate, but I'm lactose intolerant. So
You are
if you don't
released.
want the gas that comes along with the chocolate, then let's make some other choices. I
Mhm.
mean, and that's just kind of keeping it light. But I think, we sometimes can become a little complacent. We can sometimes become a little comfortable, especially after a period of time, or we've been in a relationship for a long time. We also get comfortable in thinking we already know.
Yeah.
And we can't express enough that there's always time to revisit and learn something new. So we could go
Yeah.
on and on and on. But
But
yes.
I do have
Mhm.
one other, and this
Oh,
right
that's
here.
sweet. Hmm.
This is pro tip.
Yeah.
If you're not certain what might be the thing,
Hmm.
ask. Now, Wendy just said, we were just talking about kind of asking and communicating
Hmm.
with each other, but a
Yeah.
lot of times people will go and ask other folk. Now, sometimes that's a safe bet. You got to feel out your situation, right? But they'll go and ask other folks. I don't know. What should I get? What do you think?
Hmm.
I mean, it gives you an answer. I think what you're probably looking for is the answer. So if you want the answer, I'm a big proponent of going to the source these days.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's great advice.
Wendy thinks that's great advice. So
Go to the source.
yeah.
And so our hope and our prayer for you is that you are continually, openly, honestly loving and prioritizing each other, that you remain students of your spouse, that you enjoy the discovery, and that you are true to them and true to God in your relationship. And so we want to genuinely help marriages thrive. And that's why we're here every week. And truth be told, it helps our own marriage. So, it's not all altruism. Some of it is a little bit selfish, but we love you.
I need all the help
And
I can
so
get.
we wanted to make sure we let you know that. So Valentine's Day is coming, and the Perrys and the Marriage Shop, we love all of you. So thank you for joining us every
Oh,
week. Thank you for sharing and for sharing with each other. We appreciate you so much, and we'll be back
are we gonna
next Monday.
we praying? Because sound
Yeah,
like
we
you
are. No,
winding this
I'm
thing
just
on
saying.
up.
No,
You did a good job winding it up too. That was special.
thank you, guys.
That was exquisite. Y'all, would y'all pray with us for a second? Heavenly Father, we come tonight just thanking you for who you are. We ask that, no matter what week it is, what day it is, no matter where the calendar falls, that you just help us to show your love, the love that you've shown us. Help us show it to each other, God. Help us to just pour out all the time, every day, without limitation. Help us to, as always, forgive more quickly, to love without limitations, God, and to be just examples of what you'd have us to be in your kingdom. We ask you to bless every marriage, every couple represented here. Bless their homes, bless their families, and everything that they put their mind and their hands to, God. Be with them in all of it. We thank you. We love you. We pray these and other blessings in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, everybody. Y'all take care, and we will see y'all next week.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's your boy JC. I'm in the mood, love. Yeah. Lately I've been constantly thinking about you, babe. You drive me crazy, yeah. And girl, I want it. Got me all up in my feelings. Oh, what a feeling, yeah. I knew the first time I laid eyes on you that you would be here forever. I'm not being arrogant, and I still can't take my eyes off you. 'Cause you made me better, so much better. I'm in the mood to love you for a lifetime. I'm in the mood to love you for a lifetime, baby. Yeah. I love your kindness, I love your confidence. Ooh, you're the finest. So glad you're mine, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't wanna be with nobody else. Give me your love, that's all the wealth I need. Baby, you're priceless to me, yeah. To love you for a lifetime. I'm in the to love you for a lifetime, yeah. Promise I'ma be around, I'ma always hold you down. Won't you come and hold me now? Won't you come and hold me now? I just got a new coupe, yeah, I know I got a roof, but I always keep it down with you, yeah. And I know they see, girl, you're my queen, and beauty speaks for itself loud and clear, yeah. Throw it in the air. It's the sweetest sound to follow my ear. And I want the world to know I'll love you forever. And that's a long time, babe. But I got time for you, baby. I'm in the mood. Ooh, lifetime for a lifetime. I'm in the mood to love you, yeah. For a lifetime, baby. Ooh, yeah. For a lifetime, oh, for a lifetime, yeah, yeah.